Alright, yeah, now this is just getting to a point where it's becoming a laughable joke. There is another PlayStation Store sale live right now with the remasters and retro sale. Yes, we're just coming off the heels of another PlayStation Store sale after 2 PlayStation Store sales ended. It's becoming a little bit of a running gag, I feel, at this point. I don't think any other platform is running sales at the pace that Sony and PlayStation are, but nonetheless, it's great games for great prices. So how am I really gonna complain about that? As far as the remasters and retro sale, you've got a lot of great games being discounted. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which I guess it falls under the retro category since it's more of an old school game. Whatever the case may be, it's 40% off for $24. Great deal on that. Spyro Reignited Trilogy is 50% off for $19.99. That is an awesome deal. All 3 Spyro games done in the same way that the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy were done, but even better. I think the remakes with the Spyro Reignited Trilogy were even better than the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. And Spyro is a franchise that really hits home with me, so I dig Spyro Reignited Trilogy even more than the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is also on sale. It's down to $19.99. Depending on which franchise you're more nostalgic with, I feel like that's the one you're really gonna side with and enjoy more. I played Crash Bandicoot when it came out originally, but I never got super invested into it like I did with Spyro, so while I enjoyed Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, I didn't have that attachment to it like I did with Spyro Reignited Trilogy, but obviously, that's gonna differ from person to person. Also, Borderlands Game of the Year Edition, $14.99. That's Borderlands 1 Remastered, really good deal on that. Borderlands 1 is an awesome game. It might be my favorite Borderlands game, probably right behind Borderlands 2, but Borderlands 1 is very good. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered is down to $15.99. Now, that was a PlayStation Plus freebie a few months ago, so a lot of you guys probably have it that way, but nonetheless, $16 for it isn't a bad buy. Dark Souls Remastered is down to $24. That's 40% off. Dark Souls 1 is really good. The remastered version is okay. $24 is kind of pricey given the fact that you could get like Dark Souls 3 for $15. Obviously, I know that Dark Souls Remastered came out a few years after Dark Souls 3, but nonetheless, if you want more Dark Souls, that's not a bad buy. You've got some of the Disney titles on sale with Aladdin and the Lion King. That's $19.49. Kind of pricey for that, given the fact that they are just old school games. And they were games that I believe originally released on the Sega Genesis. $19.49 if you are nostalgic with those titles, maybe it's a title to check out. Castlevania Anniversary Collection down to $9.99, really good buy on that. You've got the Contra Anniversary Collection down to $9.99, some old school games, but these are priced accordingly, so I think they're pretty good. Catherine Full Body Edition, 50% off for $29.99. I always go to bat for Catherine. I think it's a phenomenal game. However, with the Full Body Edition's initial release, I did think that at $59.99, a little bit of a hard price to pay, even though that, unlike a lot of other remasters and remakes, this one does add a sizable amount of content, literally adding another route, so that's going to extend your experience quite a bit. Now it's down to $30. I think this is a great price. If it released at like $40, I would have said it would have been an easy buy. At $30, obviously, it's a great buy, and it's a very interesting game in terms of presentation, gameplay mechanics, even the story. You've got anime cutscenes in there as well. It just does a lot of things right, and if you do just want to forego all the puzzles and make the game super easy, they have like a super easy mode where you can just blitz through the game and experience the story. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but if you want to do that, whatever. If you just want to experience the story, that option is available. We got the Prototype Biohazard bundle. That's down to $12.49. I think that's pretty good. This was another issue where when it came out, the Prototype bundle was like ridiculously expensive. I don't remember if they initially priced the game separately or if it was always both of the games together, but I just remember Prototype 1 and 2 coming out on the PSN. It came out of nowhere and it was priced so high. At $12.49 for both games, I think this is a great buy. Prototype often was compared to a game called Infamous, of course. At 2009, I still remember the war between Prototype and Infamous came out clearly the better game, but Prototype had its qualities as well. Visuals aren't the best, but the gameplay is pretty good, and Prototype 2 is a really good game. I thought Prototype 2 was quite a bit better than Prototype 1, so for $12.49, that's a very good buy. Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch Remastered is down to $29.99. Really good buy on there. Of course, I was incredibly high on Ni no Kuni 2, but Ni no Kuni 1 is an even better game, so I would recommend you to check that out. If you're into JRPGs, yeah, could you wait a little bit longer for it to get a little bit cheaper? Sure, but at $30, I think you do get your money's worth out of this one. Relatively lengthy game and a great story in there as well. Hopefully, we'll see more Ni no Kuni. Obviously, we just had the movie come out. Ni no Kuni 3 at some point, I just hope happens. Metro Redo is 80% off, down to $5.99. Awesome buy on that. Of course, that's Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light. Two games that I thought were even better than Metro Exodus. I liked Metro Exodus, but 2033 and Last Light were on another level in my opinion, and I just thought they were very good atmospheric first-person shooters, and Metro does that element better than a lot of other games. I really put it at an elite level when you talk about building a quality atmosphere and getting you absorbed into the world and the environments. Metro does that really, really well. The narrative is rather strong, and you've got some quality first-person shooting gameplay, obviously exclusively single-player first-person shooting gameplay, but nonetheless really good at just $6. Resident Evil 2 Deluxe Edition down to $23.09. That's a pretty good buy. Hitman HD Enhanced Collection down to $24. That's 60% off. Bully 40% off for $9. Always want to see Bully 2. You guys know I've been beating down that drum for years now, it seems like, but Bully is an awesome game, and I would highly recommend you to check that out, especially if you're a fan of the Rockstar games, but you want to see them do something a little bit different. Felt like Bully really set that tone, and it's unfortunate we've never seen a Bully 2. I'm sure that something's in the works. Maybe they've had preliminary talks. There's the talk of Rockstar getting more into developing games and developing games at a quicker pace. That's that's an issue that we can cover in a different video, but I just want to see Bully 2, and hopefully it happens sooner rather than later. But if you've never played Bully, get it on PS4. $9 for it is a pretty good buy. Also, GTA the Trilogy, that's down to $17.49. That is a pretty good buy, given you get GTA 3, GTA San Andreas, and I believe Vice City, so that is pretty good with all of those games. For $17.49, that's essentially, what, $5 and change a game. I think that's a pretty good pickup. Shenmue 1 and 2 down to $21. Those games have not aged well at all, but if you want to see what all the fuss is about with Shenmue, for $21, I do think it's a pretty good buy if you can stomach going through some of the dated elements of the game. Sonic Mania down to $9.99, really good buy on that, and I would highly recommend it. Sonic Mania is an awesome game if you're a fan of old school platformers or just old school Sonic. It's a great buy at $10, and I think you guys would really enjoy it. Even if you didn't play Sonic back in the day, the fundamentals of the game are just done really well, and it's a strong game, especially at $9.99. This one has held up in price for a little bit longer, so I don't know if this is the cheapest the game has been, but a good buy nonetheless. Okami HD, 50% off for $9.99. That's an awesome game. Okami 2 is another game that I want to see. Come on, Capcom, you've been doing a lot of things right. Okami 2 would definitely be something that you would get majorly right if that did happen. Go back and play Okami. It was a game that was received so well when it came out. Unfortunately, from a sales standpoint, I guess it didn't do all too well. We did get a follow-up in Okami Den, but we didn't get an Okami 2, and Okami was a phenomenal game, and at $9.99, highly recommend it. Batman Arkham Collection is down to $17.99. Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered down to $19.99. Assassin's Creed The Ezio Collection, $15.99. I actually believe that's a little bit more expensive than it regularly is at. $15.99 is still a really good buy, given the fact that, you know, it's all of the Assassin's Creed 2 titles, Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood, as well as Revelations, Ezio Story. Ezio Story is fantastic, and for $15.99, it's still a pretty good buy. Borderlands The Handsome Collection down to $19.79. Really good buy on that. Resident Evil Triple Pack, that's Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6. That is down to $23.79. Now, Resident Evil 5 is really good. Resident Evil 4 is, of course, amazing. Resident Evil 6, I don't really value that all too highly. Each of those games, essentially for $8 a pop, that's kind of expensive, all things considered. I feel like I've seen RE4 as low as $9.99 standalone, and if you want to go back and play RE4, that'd be great. Resident Evil 4 still is a phenomenal game, and I'd love to see a remake of that game like we got with RE2 and 3, but nonetheless, the triple pack is still a decent buy, and I don't think Resident Evil 6 is terrible by any means. I just don't think it's that great of a game, and it does move into more of an action route, which was very questionable, but enough bashing Resident Evil 6. We've got Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. That's down to $19.79. That's an awesome buy. I love the Phoenix Wright games. They have really good stories in them, really a good gameplay, and the investigative, all that stuff. If you're into games like Danganronpa, if you've played that, it's going to fall in line with that. A little bit lighter on the gameplay, but what it does have, it works rather well. And for $19.79, I think it's a pretty good buy. It originally came out at $29.99, I believe, so it was already a great buy from the get-go, but now at $19.79, even better. You've got the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle for $9.99. Dead Rising games are discounted. They are $5.99 a pop. That's Dead Rising 2, and Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. Off the Record is really good. That's probably the one that I would recommend if you're planning on picking up one of them, so that is definitely a strong recommendation. You've got DMC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition, $9.99. DMC 4 is $7.49. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is $14.99. That is a pretty good buy, and I would definitely recommend that. Everybody and their mother wants Dragon's Dogma 2, but Dark Arisen would be a great pickup. Strider down to $2.99, pretty good game there. Resident Evil Revelations down to $7.99. You've got a lot of the Mega Man collections as well on sale. Just a lot of good stuff discounted here. Obviously, with it being a remasters and retro sale, it's a little bit limited, but this coupled with the sale that's already running right now means that there are a lot of great games discounted, so definitely check all those out. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.